konflik potong mah nggak usah karet dulu nasi goreng yang paling rekomendasi di sini apa rekomendasinya nasi goreng susu tapi goreng tapi goreng bisa berapa porsi berapa orang buat 3 sampai 5 orang itu kalau pikirannya Pak yang kita ngambilnya ya nanti jemput lalu
Thank you. Siapa aja?
apa kau lagi dulu ini mau nggak
Nggak tahu, ini bayar nggak?
cobain aja lah mie-nya nanti goreng cukup satu mie-nya apa ya satu ya
Aruna, it's better. Better than okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Yeah. Good morning, all. I welcome you all to Janitri International Mompreneur Summit. A round of applause to everybody who's over here. Okay. Janitri is a non-profit organization whose mission is to give forum to all mothers with focus on education, healthcare, and women empowerment. Now, it's a Sunday today. I'm sure everybody would have liked to sleep in, but you're here and we are going to make it worthwhile for you. Okay, now a mompreneur is a female business entrepreneur who is a mother as well as an entrepreneur. Now, today we will learn the nuances of making the entrepreneurship journey possible from some of the most eminent names here, and they are going to share their own journey and their own learnings with all of us. Now, they would give us the much needed advice to build our brand brick by brick, and that would make our journey so much easier as their wealth of experience would motivate and inspire us. Now, before I proceed, let me take you through an affirmation. Now, this is a much needed one. Why? Because as mothers, as women, sometimes we forget to love ourselves. We forget our own self worth. And we need to believe and love ourselves first. Because self love is very, very important. Because everything starts with you. Now, I want each one of you to make a fist out of your hand and just repeat after me. I love myself. And with force. I love
Love
myself. I love myself. We all are so much lovable. We all are a wonder in ourselves. We all, women, men, everybody need to believe in ourselves. Believe that it is possible for us to dream big, and achieve that. Now, let me introduce my co host to you. She's an educationist, an artist, a happiness life coach. I have with me today, Vasudha Arora.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And Happy New Year wishes to each one of you. It's an honor hosting this event today with Mona. And I seriously believe what she said. I think if we really need to fly in life, we have to first love ourselves, right? So first love yourself, then only you can actually fly. So no one will ever care about your dreams more than you. If there's a fire burning deep inside you, whispering, go for it, do it, and it overwhelms your thoughts. Mama, take the risk. Never limit yourself, mompreneurs. So here to take the journey ahead with you great people here. And now I would like to just introduce Holly, who is the CEO of Mompreneur, and she herself is a great leader. So Holly, over to you to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone,
You unmute,
lovely lady.
Holly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Holly.
First of all, yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's coming here today. And then thank you so much for all of our speakers who would like to keep supporting our mission. I'm Polisi from Indonesia, and if any one of you celebrating New Year, Happy New Year. I would like to congratulate every one of you. I hope that with this movement, everybody of us, women, mom, we can hold hands together, and then we can bring, ourselves to a higher level of entrepreneurships. Thank you so much for today. I hope all of you join together from all of the topics that we are going to share from all the speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you. It's New Year over there, and I'm wishing
Thank
Holly
you.
a very happy New Year. And she's with her family function, and she's taken out time to open the ceremony. Thank you, Holly. Okay, now is Grace, I think so, is not there. Let me proceed. Let me introduce you to our Tracy Irby. Tracy is a director, TWU Center for Women Entrepreneurs. She is an economic development professional, an adjunct instructor, and an entrepreneur. Her topic for today's speech is Achieve Financial Independence Through Entrepreneurship. Please, Tracy, please share a few words with us.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
hey, well, it's great to be here. It's the middle of the night for me, but happy to be here with all of you. I had a few slides, but I can just tell you one of the greatest things that we can do as entrepreneurs and mompreneurs is to keep moving forward all the time. One of the things I have learned later, which I had wish I'd started younger, is multiple income streams. And I learned that how valuable that is for women entrepreneurs. Many times, mompreneurs, as you know, we may end up I ended up as a single mom. So I was so glad that I had those other skills and other income streams coming in. So make sure that you're looking for that as you're growing. You may have one thing that you're working on now, but know that there are other ways you can be bringing in income. And especially if you can do some as passive income, some great ways to do that. Some people, we see a lot of our clients at the center, many now are writing their own books, and that is the way they can make some additional income. Many of you, besides the one job that you have, because you want to be bringing in more money for financial independence that way. We also have some that have been just so creative. If you're artistic, you can be selling your art online. Many have started doing online courses as a way of creating passive income, because we know as moms and mompreneurs, our lives are already pretty busy. So if we can do some things to create passive income along with what we're already doing, it's a great way to really expand and always having more money coming in and working your way towards financial independence. Statistics show that women don't make as much as men. I think we already know that. That many women entrepreneurs are the sole providers in their families. And that can range anywhere from 13% up to some countries where it's as high as 32% of the homes are run solely by women. So you want to make sure that you have those additional income streams. So think about that now as you're going and growing your business. Are there other ways you can grow it now to create that financial independence that you'll have? So I hope that helps you think about some of the things you could be doing. Others are doing consulting and finding other ways on the side that they can do things. If any of you are really creative and great photographers, you can make some more money just by selling pictures online. All of those sites that we often pull pictures from are always looking for new pictures. So there are many ways to earn that passive income in addition to what you're doing. So try to grow your business in different ways and different models and make the most out of what you already have, because there's nothing more rewarding as an entrepreneur and a mom, and to be knowing that you can take care of your family. And as you do this, this will allow you more freedom and time to spend with your family or do the things that you want to do. So I have a slide presentation that they can send out with this, some ideas on other things that you can do as well. So I hope all of that is helpful and that all of you will be so successful in what you're doing. There's nothing greater than entrepreneurship. Sometimes it's very lonely. So it's such a great thing to have groups like this where we can work with the other women. So know that they are always there to help you and support you if I can ever in any way. But joining groups like this will help you so much. So keep on your journey. It's again, nothing more exciting than this. So I wish all of you much success. And if I can ever help, please reach out to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for your such valuable inputs. And I would just like to add here, the 3 C's in life, that is choice, chance, and change. So you must make the choice to take the chance if you want anything to change. So as she said, financial independence actually is required for all of us being ladies, as mompreneurs. It is true, right? So moving ahead with the next speaker today, Dr. Aruna Dev R. Roy. She is an academician by profession, mentor and doctorate, associated with Royal Global University and Niti Aayog. Her topic today is green marketing. So we would love to hear from you, ma'am.
Namaste, everyone, and warm virtual hugs to everyone. Today I've chosen the topic green marketing because I think that this is the best platform where I can get a congregation of society builders, culture builders, and as the saying goes, women are the architects of the society. So I feel this platform is the best one where I can create awareness and propagate about green marketing. And for a mompreneur, it's very important that we check that how the society is benefited from our activities. So the concept of green marketing involves taking up ecologically balanced activities. But then all of a sudden shifting to green marketing is not a very good choice. It requires time, a lot of research, a lot of expenditure, hiring experts from various arenas. Thus, the easiest way that I would suggest as a green marketing practitioner is that the initial step which the marketers can take up is just focusing on the promotion part, that is green promotion. How can green promotion now give you benefits? When I talk about green promotion, there I have theoretical studies and supported by practical researches which say that when a woman goes to purchase a product, in comparison to her male counterparts, she is having a 90% more leverage on checking the labels. So she is much more conscious, much more aware regarding what she is purchasing. And this recent global pandemic has also shown us how we need to lead a healthy lifestyle. Why is it important, and how we have given more stress on choosing the right perspective of life. This has directly impacted our buying behavior, our purchase behavior, our perception towards the things that we choose. Now, when a woman is having more consciousness about what she is choosing, then here comes the role of the marketer, and they should concentrate on taking up ecological packaging, ecological labeling. They should clearly highlight that how is the product which they are selling contains the elements of percentage of sustainability there. I can give a very good example of the electronic gadgets that we have at home. We have refrigerators, we have washing machines, but then how often do we notice that the stars inserted there on the face of the product? What does it mean? The more the number of stars, the more is the energy efficient product that is. But then even if we have the capacity to purchase, we don't truly try to analyze what it means and what we should choose. So these are very small examples, by taking notice of which we can bring in some really great change in the society. Another aspect that we can take care of is sustainability. Clubbing sustainability aspect in the various things that we use. Now how can we do that? With the increasing pressure from the government, with the increasing awareness amongst the people, the role of a retailer is that they provide us value for money product. And as a consumer, we want that we are purchasing something which gives value to our pocket, which is pocket friendly, apart from that which is health friendly. So this is the point where green marketing finds a space for itself, and it has grown by leaps and bounds over the year. This concept, it actually started in the early 80s, but then in India, it has gained momentum in the early 90s. And now with the global pandemic situation, it has further seen a very high growth, very high rise. When we need to actually, instill the habit of purchasing green products amongst the people, or green elements amongst the people, or maybe from the side of an entrepreneur, we need to check up how can we induct green or ecological friendly or sustainability in our products. Then we should first go for packaging, and gradually we need to think of the ingredients that we are using. Well, I already said that using the ingredients or bringing change in the ingredients, it takes a lot of time, but then with gradual research we will be able to put that in. So these are the two different things which can be done in a very short span, if in case we are thinking of how to give not only a pocket friendly but a health friendly and women friendly product to our target groups. Apart from this, the other things that I would like to stress on is the presence of visual aesthetics, which the marketers stress on now, because it helps them to increase their corporate image, which helps them to give a space amongst the competitors that they have. So it can give them benefit from many different aspects. So not only that, they will be able to get customers, they will be able to make the customers stick to the product that they are selling. So green marketing as a whole, it provides a good number of benefits. And if we are actually serious in it, we can take it up, and it will be pocket friendly if we are using it in a very sustainable way, in a very efficient way. It is not always very high on our pockets. So this is what I would like to say about green marketing. And I would like to end up by saying that women are the largest untapped reservoir of talents in the world. So if we want, we can bring the change, and there is no limit to what a woman can accomplish. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
True. Very well said, Dr. Aruna. We are actually limitless, and we must never limit ourselves. That is what I said in the beginning. So thank you so much. And in fact, green marketing, the concept itself is innovative, and I think will be beneficial for all of us. So moving ahead, since you spoke about the idea, so we will just move to the next idea, which two of our great innovative people have here, Nabami Medhi and Ayushmita Kar. And I would like to describe that in brief. The rate of diabetes is increasing in alarming rate. So therefore, we are here to prepare anti-diabetic snack with the extra benefits of tea varieties known to show anti-diabetic effects. The combination together will appeal the consumers, and at the same time, it will prevent the causes of diabetes to an extent. The regular consumption would not only benefit therapeutically, but will also be pocket friendly. This would not only help people in general, also it would increase the demand of the tea of Assam. So I would just request both of them to elaborate on it. Nabami and Ayushmita.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, can we present our presentation?
Sure. You need to share these with us. Navami and Ayushmita?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
share your presentation.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Topic is anti-diabetic food and their probable tea varieties. So, good morning, everyone. I, Navami Medi, and along with my friend Ayushmita, we are going to present about this idea. So the content is, first we will give a brief introduction, then we will say about the objective, after that the plan of work, and then the project. So the objective is that first we will collect the different tea variants which are available in the in Assam actually. Then we will characterize it through various lab techniques, and then we will see that which of the tea variants shows the anti-diabetic effect. After that, we will prepare one anti-diabetic food or snacks from the locally available thing. After that, we will combine both of the package so that it become easier for the people, so that it become easier for the people to consume it, and it can save time, and also we will extend the shelf life of the product. So a brief introduction. So diabetes is a threat to human health, and about 422 million people worldwide have diabetes. There are mainly two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. So type 1 is a metabolic disease characterized by the insulin secretory defect due to the immune destructions of the beta cells in the pancreas. And type 2 is a long-term metabolic disorder characterized by high blood sugar, insulin resistance, and relative lack of insulin. So according to various reports, food and beverages are known to be an aid in preventing diabetes. It is known that varieties of tea contain abundant polyphenols and caffeine, which show anti-diabetic medications from tea. It is also, the tea is classified into unfermented tea and semi-fermented and fully fermented tea. The predominant chemical component in unfermented tea are catechins and caffeine, while in semi-fermented and fully fermented are T-tetryflavins and T-arbutinins and caffeine predominant. The next slide will be explained by my friend Ayushmita. So Ayushmita, over to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Can you
Am
put
I
on your
audible?
cameras, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Nabam, you can also put on your camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Here I'm going to take over the presentation to further extend. So here we are going to know about what the product gonna be. So specifically, there is a plan of work and how the product will come out. Navomi, can you please share the presentation?
Yes, yes. Is it visible?
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Ayushmita, am I audible?
Yes, you are, but the screen is not showing properly.
We can see the screen.
Yeah, but we cannot see the presentation, whole slides actually properly.
Okay.
If you want, you can just discuss the idea with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't bother
so
about
There is-
the
there-
yeah.
In the
Yeah.
bottom line, there is a play key. Please press the play key. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So there is the plan of work. So first of all, what we are going to do is we will, as we know that our state Assam in India is one of the major producers of tea leaves, and it is exported to many other countries and many different regions of the world. Because of its varieties in tea and the flavors, it is known that tea also has certain properties that can prevent the effect of in diabetes in the growing population, because as youth we are totally dependent on the caffeine intake that we get from tea. So why not we get something beneficial from it? So we are here to discuss about the anti-diabetic property of tea leaves. And we are also here to we also thought to present as for another product with the tea as a complementary thing, because as a package that will also not only reduce the glycemic index in the body, but will also prevent the diabetes increase diabetes chances in the growing population. So example, we'll be using some oats and sesame seeds. We will combine them both, and then we can prepare a snack or just a biscuit or a cookie out of it, or that can be complemented with the tea time. So if we can both combine the products like the tea and the snack, and make it in a package and sell it in the market, because people have to go different places for getting good quality tea and a good biscuit quality, because nowadays biscuit do contain a lot of sugar materials that can not only today but increasingly eventually will gradually lead to the increase in glycemic index of the body, because as Indians we are more prone to diabetes because of our food choices and our environment. So here we thought that why don't we just combine both the products and sell it as a whole package, so that the people don't have to rely on different other sources, but can get exactly one product from one shop, and it will be pocket friendly also, and it will both the product will complement each other well, and they'll show the effect soon. Hello, excuse me.
Please carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just explained everything.
You're okay. You finished with
Yeah.
your presentation. Yeah, thank you
Yes.
so much. That's a wonderful idea, and I'm sure people here listening would have thoughts. So, any questions or any remarks anybody here have who would like to talk to tell this? I think is a very wonderful idea. This is taking care of the diabetes, which is rising all over the world. So, a natural a remedy for that will really help. Anybody wants to share something with the girls who have come up with a wonderful idea?
I just want to share my thoughts. Hello, I'm Sharon. Just wanted to thank you all for the work that you're doing. So my nonprofit is the focus is kidney disease. And as you know, diabetes is one of the main causes. And so I'm grateful for the work that you're putting into this product, because it's definitely needed around the world, and especially in communities where food is a little bit more flavorful. And so sometimes the sugar and the salt intake is there. And so I do appreciate and hope that in the future, hey, we may be able to promote your products as well, as a nonprofit organization ourselves. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon. That's
Thank you,
one.
ma'am.
Yeah, that's one motivation for girls also, that they know the product is needed in the market. Thank you so much. Is Sylvia here? Sylvia? I think Sylvia is not here. And let me move ahead and introduce you to Queen Sandy Ricksena. Now, Sandy is a executive editor UAE of Celestia magazine. She is Tor, a femtor, a motivator, orator, and much more. Welcome to Sandy. Sandy, please, let's hear your journey from you.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good. So thank you very much for having me on the platform. And I just heard the previous presentation. So kudos to the young people who are taking the initiative to make sure that we all become healthier and happier in our lives. So coming back to my journey. So a lot of people ask me, what is TOR, T-O-R? So it's the short for mentor, orator, negotiator, motivator, anything that you'd like to think about in terms of how we can improve ourselves. So I've been asked to share my journey, my story, and I think the most interesting part is that I was a lady who never had to work. And so I was very much the la-di-da housewife, enjoying my journey in a very luxurious lifestyle. And then I was in for a rude shock. And so now I do financial planning because I feel the universe gave me something to do in terms of my role of how I can motivate women, whether they're married, unmarried, old or young, it doesn't matter, to be financially independent, to be financially secure, and more important, to actually have a bit of financial literacy. Because what I have found in my 25 years as a financial planner is that a lot of women do not take decisions because they do not have sufficient information. And what sometimes happens is we feel embarrassed to ask questions because we don't want to appear ignorant. You know, if you're a successful business person or an academic, somebody teaching, somebody even running their own businesses, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know a lot about financial planning. So a lot of us hesitate to ask questions, which means we either make wrong decisions or we don't take a decision at all. So my purpose right now is to educate women of all ages, from all cultures, to be more financially aware of where they stand today. Because it's a fact that men die quicker than women. So we outlive the males by at least 7 to 8 years if they're in the same age group as us. So if we're looking at women who are going through, for example, a divorce or have been widowed, generally speaking, their lifestyle takes a couple of steps down, which is what I'm here to talk about, to say that we can easily have everything if you're a little more vigilant, if we are a little more active in what we are doing. And even though we may face resistance, we still go ahead and ask the questions. We still go ahead and become part of the decision-making process, which is very important for us. So there are a lot of excuses that women use, and I've come across all of them. So it is, I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't know enough. If I take risks, I may lose everything. Somebody else should be taking care of this for me. If I become too assertive, if I start asking too much questions, even in the workforce, for example, if I don't agree with my promotion, if I don't agree with my the amount of money that I'm getting, if I don't agree to my bonus or my increment, I'm scared to say that because I feel the next time round I may lose out. So because of all these perceived ideas and notions, we don't go ahead and speak as we should, because sometimes a lot of us don't really value ourselves. And that was my case as well. At that stage, I was just a mother, I was just a wife, I was playing a supporting role with full confidence in my spouse to take care of everything. And from a generation of income point of view, he was doing an amazing job But here's the other thing, because we're so socially conditioned to roles being defined as we are growing up and what we are seeing in our own homes, we tend to follow the same thing. But each one of us comes from a different background. So some person may be very good at generating income, but generating income, saving and investing is completely different. So we need to balance that out and make sure that we are responsible for our own financial well-being. And in doing that, we become more responsible individuals. And when we go ahead in life and we grow older, for example, I'm sure I'm one of the older ones in this group. We had very young people there before. I wouldn't want to be a financial burden on my children. I wouldn't want my children to think, oh, now I have to look after mom. Now I have to use my savings because mom doesn't have any savings. So I don't want to be in that situation. And I'm encouraging everybody here listening to take a step back today after this event and go over where you stand financially. One of the most important things that I'd like to bring to everybody's knowledge across our journeys in life is this. It's called inflation, the cost of living. So all of us who have been through our teenage years and all, we all remember how reasonable or how cheap things used to be. And when we want to buy the same thing, whether it's soap, toothpaste, anything, food, nothing is what it used to be. So if we are supposed to have a good, financially secure, I'm not talking about having a luxurious lifestyle, financially secure lifestyle, we need to make sure that we beat one thing, and that is inflation, because that eats into what you are generating. So don't live for today. Live also thinking, can I have the best possible lifestyle 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now? And the last thing I'd like to say, when people say, well, when you're in retirement or when you're older, you don't necessarily need that much money because maybe you're not socializing, maybe you're not buying new clothes. Excuse my language, that's a load of BS, as in bullshit. I would like to dress well, I would like to travel, and more important, I would like to have sufficient money to take care of my health so that I can live with my self-respect. And I think that's the most important thing. So financial planning for women means self-respect and independence. I don't know if I have more time, so please do let me know, moderator.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. It's lovely listening to you.
So the next part I'd like to talk is when I started in the workforce, I was 44 years old. And I had absolutely zero skills when it came to applying for any job. So I didn't know typing. I didn't even know how to use a computer properly. I had no idea. So even getting a job, for example, as a receptionist, I didn't know how to operate a telephone system or anything. So basically, I was unemployable. And this was brought to my attention by many people whom I went to see for a job. And some people were not very polite, like, middle-aged woman, what can you do? We don't have time to spend on you trying to educate you or train you to something, because the perception is as you grow older, it becomes more difficult to learn a skill, which is absolutely nonsense. So two things that I believe in is, number one, I have complete confidence in myself. And I would like to tell everybody watching and listening is, you are a unique individual. You're as unique as your fingerprint. There's nobody else in the world who's exactly like you. So celebrate your uniqueness, celebrate your ability to do whatever you want. And don't try to fit in. Don't try to fit in, because you were born to stand out. So be that individual that you are. Be confident in who you are. Be happy in who you are. And that is what kept me going when I was rejected over and over again. It didn't stop me saying, okay, I'm incapable and nobody's going to hire me, whatever. So two things: be very clear in your belief in yourself. Also be very clear in what you are asking in terms of praying for that break or whatever it is. Be very clear in your intention. If your intent and your belief is strong and clear, you will get what you want. And I got what I wanted. I got an absolutely fabulous opening. But like a lot of people, I did not see the value of it. And so I was immediately disappointed because there was no salary and I needed money. I needed what I perceived fixed income so I could budget, I could, pay bills and whatever else. And I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. Till my boss told me, this is an opportunity where you decide how much money you want to earn. Isn't that amazing? Here's a person who doesn't have money, doesn't know how to generate income. And my boss tells me, you decide how much you want to earn. And I couldn't understand that, And then I thought to myself, I've been given an opportunity. I've been offered a place to go and work. Why am I questioning? Why am I now doubting that I have received what I'm supposed to? But in my own human way, I'm saying, no, this is not it. I want something there. So don't always second guess. Go with it. Go with that flow. And it will be an amazing journey. It's been an amazing journey for me. So I started out, I knew nobody in Dubai. I was selling life insurance. Everybody hates life insurance. We all need it, but we hate it. And so I was not very popular. But that didn't stop me, because one thing my boss said to me, which I think all of the ladies listening today, have a thick skin. Don't let what negative attitudes and approaches and responses that people have take you away from your objective. So what was my objective? My objective was knock at all the doors, make as many presentations as you can, and don't stop till you get that positive appointment, till you get that person who says yes to a financial product that you're recommending. Don't stop. So this applies to everything that you do. Okay, so the other thing is, anybody listening, remember this: you are your business. The business is not you. You are your business. You start a business, it is to support you. If you have a job, it is to support you. So if you are looking at generating income for the year, for example, we're in January, I would recommend that everybody sits down and looks at yourself as a business. So what do you need to generate to make sure that your lifestyle, your health, your whatever it is you want, is the money is there for you? All right. So keeping inflation in mind, you may say, oh, at the end of this year, I'm talking in dollars, and for myself, like I need $100,000 because I want to travel, I want to upgrade my wardrobe, I want to socialize, I want to spend time perhaps doing some courses to improve myself, I want to what should I say, go to some health treatments to make sure my health is okay. So all this costs money. So I am the main objective. And so I need X amount of money. So then I go around saying, okay, now how do I generate that income? So besides all the spending that I'm doing, what else is important? Just like in a business, you must have some kind of safety net, you must have some kind of liquidity, you must have, oh, if this goes wrong, I have this. So that means your retirement planning, your long-term and short-term savings goals for a particular reason. So when you've taken care of all of that, then you can say, okay, fine, now I have this money to spend, just like in the business. So remember, you are your business, and at every start of the year, just as you plan for your business, for it to grow, to have your contingency plans, that's exactly what you do with your life. When you look upon yourself as a business, then only you will be able to see what you actually require. Make yourself your number one priority. Okay, don't worry about brownie points like, oh, I'm giving my life to so-and-so, I'm devoting my life. No, 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 please stop that. Okay, and this social conditioning, don't be self-centered, don't think about yourself all the time. Well, if I don't think about myself all the time, who is going to do that? Am I going to wait for somebody else to have the time to think about me? No. So it's not selfish to look after yourself. It's not selfish to spend money to keep your health good. It's not selfish to improve your business prospects. It's not selfish to improve your skills. You have come on this earth to be you. Everything else comes afterwards. So first you are you, then you are the daughter. First is you, then you're the wife. First it's you, then you're the mother. Always remember that. So when you prioritize yourself, you're doing also a very big favor to your children, because when they see an independent, well balanced mother, that's what they take into their life. So financial planning is something that is all for us. And always remember this: money speaks longest and loudest. And very important, it is the only companion you have from before you were born till after you die. The only constant companion. So treat it with respect, make it grow, and make it work for you.
Very well said. Very well said. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey. You have really motivated all of us today. And I would just like to say one thing. What you said is basically financial planning independence definitely is very important. But for that, we actually require financial literacy, which as ladies, we lack. So I think that is very important. We need to take care of. So I would just like to quote here something: give a woman $1 and she can put it to good use. Teach her about how money really works and she can change the world. As you said, it's the most important companion in your life. Thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And now moving to the next speaker of the day, we have Anja Karan here. I would just like to introduce her. Just a second. Okay. So Anja Karan is the founder and president, Thea International, and a C-suite executive strategic advisor. And the topic which she has chosen for today is how to build brand loyalty in times of transition. So over to you, Anja.
It happened again, what always happens when I'm coming so late on the scene, because I'm hearing so many inspiring things. And I really would like to dive into the discussion, and I forget what I wanted to tell you all. And I think you really contributed so nicely. In between, I did some posts to motivate people to come. So for me, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I know for somebody it's in the night. And I really enjoyed every second. And, all these panels and conferences are inflationary. So it's really a big hurdle to come and to join. But here I'm really happy I made it. And I'm happy that you invited me. So my topic is coming a little bit from the head as far as I see it, and I have now to connect it to the heart. And yeah, there are so many insights now changed that it is a little bit difficult for me. From my own journey, I really would like to refer a little bit to Sandy. Sandy, thank you very much for reminding me as well. Because when I started my journey, and we are not young anymore. So it's a couple of years and a couple of things what we experienced. And it was never ever for me in my life very balanced. And I'm not a mom. I have no children. I'm coming from a generation in Germany. I'm German and I live in France. I'm the first of my generation, so not the first, but the first generation in that time who finished studies and had a career. So I'm not talking about job. So women have a right for a career and not only a job. Job makes I make my living. Career makes means much, much more. Everybody has a dream. So a dream leads to a career. So to design something, to create something. A job is just, I make my living. It's fine. If some people just want to do that, fine, no problem about that. But me, I wanted to have a career. At that time, people didn't have, and women didn't have any structure. So you really had to have a decision for a family or for a job and a career. And yeah, there are some women in my age that tried the both. So they burned out their divorce. So I'm divorced as well, so that was no guarantee. But in the end, I can say networks like this, what you organize here, would have helped a lot before. There have been already networks of women, but women don't know at that time, and I hope it becomes much better, and I'm very positively, if I see this today, how to network and how to share openly, because they have the hidden agenda. So they don't tell really the truth of their business, they have their things in mind, and they don't share really the point, what brings you, and let grow together. But in our time today, and inflation is a very important topic, it's not only this, time is changing. Time is changing profoundly. And here I see a big, big chance for entrepreneurs and for women. And we're coming now a little bit to my topic. It is about reputation. So I'm not only the founder of Janitri International, I'm as well the seaside advisor, and I'm consulting over 30 years now, nearly 30 years, company leaders in reputation management strategies. So I'm not a product people. I'm not I'm really, if somebody comes into a crisis or is on changing markets, they come to me and they want to have an advice how to get along with their brand and how to build their reputation or how to stay in their reputation. So now we start as well for the G100. I'm presenting the circular economy. That is very close to my heart. So it's a business model. So everybody today who starts an entrepreneurship and tries to run it has to be familiar of these models. And the girls here who presented it is perfectly and perfect example. So just diving in these examples shows you how to build your brand in a loyal way. Actually, it should be always loyal, so that we stress on that. And I don't mean marketing tools like being how to pull your customer in and how to guide them, how to manipulate them. I'm not talking about that. All these strategies exist and they are well alive, and AE will fuel that. But I talk about real authenticity. And I refer again to Sandy. Yes, if you don't know who you are and what you're going to lead, your brand can never have a reputation. It will never be authentic. It doesn't mean you are your brand. Doesn't mean that. But it means that the values you want to give into your brand, they should be visible. And it's not only for having a better business, not at all. It's for having the right people on your side, for attracting the right people who support you financially, attracting the right people who want to buy your products as well. And now we're coming to the point that if you are not able to do that, people, planet, and I don't say profit, I say wealth. If you not understand this and setting up your entrepreneurship and guiding your entrepreneurship, you will lose a lot of chances. It is a different way of the mindset first, to think differently. And then you shape your business differently. And that I come from times where people said you have a business plan of over 10 years. That's not possible anymore. You can be happy if you have it for 3 years. And even that is not possible. We will shift amazingly the next few years. So be resilient by your person and with your business. Means set up these networks, build up your brand in a very authentic way, and see if your product or whatever you're going to offer has a reason on the market. Why should people buy that? Why should people have your service? Why? Tell me. So that is the first question. And then why should people join you? Circular economy is based on the whole value chain. You can't do business in a complex world today and tomorrow in a resilient way if you're not connected, because the challenges are completely connected. You can't solve all the problems by your own. You can't know how to run a business all by your own. So these networks are very important. These building relationships, and these relationships helps you and supports you over time when you have to take decisions. And you have to take always decisions. It means listening. Doesn't mean that somebody else is going into your shoes. Listening, being aware, and then take your decision that comes back to the brand. And that makes you again loyal. Loyal doesn't mean you don't make any mistakes. You can make mistakes, no problem, but get up. So that is perfectly well. And that is even reflecting in your brand loyalty. So coming more to brand loyalty, you know, there are some brands now coming up. You see the perfect match. Coca-Cola, for example. You ruin your brand in a minute. You can ruin it. People won't buy it anymore. The problem with the packaging, what they have, and the way how greenwashing is entering and manipulation of people is not working any longer. Concepts are getting into schools, education will change, and people become more aware. Women have a top shot position in that, but they don't know. Because the products that are needed in the future, women are the majority in the world. They live longer, you said that already, but the products are not adapted. So there are a hell lot of need for doing that properly in a co-creative way that reflects again on your brand. So they are coming up with all the difficulties we will have and challenges in the markets, and all the challenges we have to drive that in a circular way, to find the right partners, to think of all our design, how to design a proper product in a circular way with the partners all along the value and product chain, distribution chain. That is a challenge, but it offers a hell lot of possibilities. Just get free in your mind and think and see with who you can connect to design your business in that way. If you miss that chance, the law will force you. The law will force you into restrictions. You can't enter, for example, with your product, a European and international market anymore. You can't enter, for example, in a short time, plastic, just an example, plastic bottles. We discussed the responsibility. Is it a responsibility for a company to enter with a product into a country that has no facilities for recycling? And they say on their packaging, it's a recyclable packaging. They will restrict the entering. So be aware of all these things coming up. A whole lot of law restrictions will coming up, and you can avoid it as long as you take the chance to design your business in your own way, in a circular way. Find the right partners again and build your brand. It's not a marketing tool. It's not at all a marketing tool. It is something very profound. And it needs a real awareness of the content and how you present it, how your team present it, how you get along with your team. All that reflects your brand. And then you will find the financial partners by itself. I'm sure about that, because you can promote it. So we've seen the young girls here doing promotion. Don't do too much. You know, you already be clear of the market you want to tackle, and then go with 100% in that. Be brave and build a proper brand around that. Not too much, you know, you don't have to be state of the art. It has to be very proper and aligned to user, that when you enter the door and you come into the room, people, and you present your things, there is an alliance and not a shock. So when you talk about your product, you know, and everybody will understand it because you present it in that way. When somebody enters on your website or wherever you do, they will have the same information. There is no lag, there's no gap in that. And very soon we will label products. So for example, with the tea, there will be very soon a label on that. It's already ongoing in the European and in the international market. People come with their app, they will scan it, and they see the track of the products you use. And if there is something what is not aligned to the current restrictions or rules, or whatever will be set up, your product won't have a chance anymore. So we have two drivers: apps, technology, and the green assets. Just take it as a chance and not as a problem, and you'll find the best solutions in that. So that's what I can say and share today. Anybody expecting anything else from me now?
Thank you, Anja Karen. That was wonderful. You talked so much about building brand and the brand loyalty in times of transition. And thank you so much. There is the wealth of knowledge that you shared with us. I'm sure it will help a lot of people over here. Next, I would like to call on, I think,
Sylvia is there. Yeah.
is here. Yeah, let me just call on Sylvia. Sylvia is a change maker and a co-founder of Diversify Inc. and founder Diversify Club. She is speaking on the topic Board Diversity Matters. Over to you, Sylvia.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was wonderful to hear Sandy and Anya and speak with a lot of passion. That's really what I found most intriguing. You know, you hear your passion, you hear your heart. And I've been an entrepreneur for the last 5 years, and the reason I became an entrepreneur is also because of passion. And my passion is to bring women into boardrooms and C-suites, to help women reach this last mile connectivity, because I've experienced myself, you know, that I was as a consultant, I was partially consulting with boards and C-suites, and I was often the only woman in the room, right? So, and that was really, it was something that didn't feel right, and I felt I needed to do something about it. So 6 years ago, when I moved to India, my husband is originally from Hyderabad, so we came here because of his parents. I decided I wanted to do something about it, and I started to do some research and looked into different things what I could do, and I found really there's a few things I can do to really help women succeed in this way. So my focus is really on bringing women into those leadership levels. But as a woman entrepreneur myself, obviously, I also have a lot to share on what I've learned in the last 5 years. And my topic is specifically on why board diversity matters. And I think it is also from my own learning in terms of how do you build a board? Why is a board even important? Especially when you are an early stage startup founder, would you even bother having a board? You know, these kind of questions are, I think, not insignificant. So I want to talk a little bit about my own experience from that. And the first question I actually would like the audience, I know there's not that many people directly on Zoom, but for those who are there, do you have a board in your startup? That would be a question I would really like to get some responses in the chat, just to see, you know, who actually has built a board from the start. I know many start as a single founder and not necessarily think about that. But the reason I am asking that question is because it really can make a difference. And it depends on what is your goal? What is your goal with your startup? Is it to actually have a lifestyle business? And I was asked that question about 5 years ago. Do you want to build a lifestyle business, or do you want to build a big company, want to really grow? And these are two different things. If you want a lifestyle business, you will do it slightly differently than if you want to build a big company. And part of what the difference is what are the people that you're bringing in? Who are the people you're bringing in? Are you bringing co-founders to the table? Are you bringing an advisory board to the table? Are you bringing a board of directors to the table? These questions are actually not insignificant. And I underestimated that in the beginning, to be honest, because if you start a startup, that's not the first thing you're thinking of. You're thinking of how I'm going to get money, how I'm going to make my first revenue. Is my product going to match the market? These are the things you're most concerned about. But don't underestimate the importance of people who can help you build the company. And the people who can help you are obviously your spouse can help you, your family can help you. Maybe they are the first ones to invest money in you. But there's other professionals that are maybe in the same space, that have connections, that have networks, that can really help you build your brand and really open doors. Part of what a board is supposed to actually do, a board of directors or board of advisors, depending on how fast you want to grow, is to actually get them to support you in your journey, get them to help you vet the product, get investors, get you to open doors for customers. All these things board can actually do for you if you find the right board members. Well, how do you find the right board members? Well, that's a very good question and not an easy one. But I would say first thing is obviously look into your network. Everybody does that. You first look into your close network and see anybody who is qualified to help you with your mission, what you want to achieve, right? That is very important, that the vision and the mission you share with those early stage kind of co-founders or board members or investors. That's absolutely critical, I found. Secondly, I think it is important that you see what can they bring to the table and not just take anybody who offers to be on a board, because there needs to be a reason for them to be on a board. And what I found is having somebody who can really open doors for companies, customers, having somebody who can help you as a coach. You want to have different kind of skills as a board members also, on the boards is also. So it's not just the co-founders need to have different skills, and that is another thing I would highly recommend, not starting on your own. I had a co-founder, but unfortunately she left after some time because she had family she needed to take care of, and then I ended up being on my own for some time. I would recommend having co-founders because you have more diversity of skills right there. You have more time available. You can share the responsibility. If it's all on your shoulders, it can be hard. But if you don't have a co-founder, you can build a board. You can build an advisory board. You can build a board of directors who can bring those kind of qualities to the table. And if you say, well, I don't have money to pay for a board. Well, yes, true. As startup founders, you probably don't. But many very qualified people are willing to start with equity. And equity you do have. Some people say equity is expensive. Yes, it is. But in the beginning, that's all you have. So I built an advisory board from around the globe. I got people involved who had a name in the space, and I gave them equity. I said, you'll get vested equity over 2 years if you help me build this brand, right? So there is always possibilities to do that. So the board diversity part, I want to get a little more into. So once you actually start building a board, why is it important to have diversity? Co-founders and investors are the first to come on. If you are lucky, you have some other experts to join. But what is important is that you again and again reassess the board. Don't just get stuck on the first board you build. Reevaluate after a few years. Reevaluate who can bring you the most benefit. Don't think you have to keep the early board members all the way. If there's somebody, or you can also grow it. If there's somebody else who brings a lot of value and somebody else doesn't, you can also ask people to exit from the board. You have to do it obviously in a good way, but it's possible. So board diversity has many different faces. You probably all know that board diversity can be of gender. Obviously, that is something I'm personally very interested in. Then you can have different age, different races, social background, cultural backgrounds, education, subject matter experts of different expertise, special abilities. So for example, there's a board member I'm aware of. She had cancer and she had a transplant of an organ. Okay, so that is a very special individual. If a hospital, a pharma company, somebody who needs that kind of experience, she's also a PhD and she has other qualifications, but that kind of experience is something that can also help organizations. So sometimes it's a experience that you can bring to the table as a board member. So I think you have to think broadly when you think about building a board and building board diversity. And the reason to have a very diverse board is they can help you think differently. They can help you improve to assess risks and how to make decisions and how to have proper governance. If you're not as experienced as an entrepreneur, you might not be aware of how to govern your organization, I mean, you have started it, so you know something about it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be thriving in it, right? But sometimes there's help from the outside that really can give you another perspective and guide you in the right direction. Also, they can bring investors to the table. So that is an incredible source, you know. If you have some board members who are really behind the product and want to help you, they will reach into their networks and their connections to see if they can find this investor for you. Also, they can really enhance the brand and your reputation as an organization. If you like, say, for example, I would wish I could get Indra Nooyi to be on my board, right? I mean, this is a far cry, obviously, but you know, somebody like that would really enhance your brand. So they should be doing more than that, obviously, than just being on the board and enhancing your brand, but it's one aspect of what they can bring to the table. So studies have also shown that generally, if you have a more diverse board, you will do better financially, and you will also succeed more easily in the long run. You will get more support from around you, and it will help you grow faster. So I think anybody who has not a board yet, I would strongly recommend consider at least an advisory board. If not, a board of directors has legal implications, obviously, you know, but an advisory board is generally easier to build, less expensive. You know, sometimes they do it even for no money, no equity, you know. Just look out and get help, get support from the audience around you, from your own customers, maybe even. You know, if you have a customer who is really, really happy with your product, who is really passionate about what you're doing, and I have such people, luckily, in my experience. I have some women who are really happy and really supportive of Diversify, to get to support me and to open doors for me. So even if they're not officially on the advisory board, they just love what we're doing, get those customers to support you. And I'm sure that it's obviously part of marketing, but I think it's also part of an ecosystem that you're building. So building a board and building an advisory board is building an ecosystem of support for yourself. So that's what I would like to share.
Wow. Thank you, Julia. Wow, that was amazing, and it really helps me. You know, I am working on a different thought process, and I have an advisory group which I have made with people with a similar thought process, and something I'm working with home. I define a home and a homemakers. I stand up for that, and they actually just I realized maybe I've done it, you know, unintentionally, but I've realized, you know, they really Vasudha is a part of it, and few people are very close people who stand with me are part of it, and we keep having you know, I keep having meetings and they just guide me, and I just realize it's a kind of advisory board that I have made just to guide. Thank you so much, and it really helps because many times I'm so lost and they really just give you the direction that this is the way, you know, you need to go. And that's amazing, and I'm sure anybody here has a question. I'm sure you can ask that to Sylvia.
Absolutely. Anybody has a question, please go ahead.
Please go ahead. Nobody? You can put it in the chat box if you like. And in the meantime, I hand over to Vasudha.
Yeah, it was quite enriching, you know, listening to Sylvia and Anja both. And you shared, in fact, the very important tips, like basically networking is very important, and, you know, building relationships and board diversity, as you said. And I'm with Mona in the project which she is working on. So definitely I agree with what Sylvia said. You know, diversity matters, you know, and these days we are talking about diversity and inclusion. So I think more of it helps. So now, since we all know we are talking about entrepreneurship and the ideas, and we have budding entrepreneurs with us, those who have their own startup ideas. So let's talk to next people. We have Devosmita Datta. She will be discussing about her mushroom candy with us. So I would like to call her Devosmita to speak about her idea now. Devosmita, I hope you're there.
No, due to medical emergency, Devosmita could not join, ma'am.
Okay, so is there anyone who's going to speak on her behalf, or should I move on to the next idea?
Ma'am, please move on to the next.
Okay, fine. So we have Payal Sharma and Deepshika Nath, and they have developed a woman, or they are working on a woman safety app, which is known as the Pink app. So it is basically for the safety of women. So I would like to call Payal and Deepshika to discuss their ideas and in fact take some tips from the learned people we have here. Yeah, Deepshika and Payal.
Good morning, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Good morning, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah. Okay. So, hello, everybody. It's a very great opportunity to listen to everybody. And then I feel very grateful that I've been given this opportunity today to present a little, something that me and my partner, we just gave it a thought. And I believe a country can only develop when the women are being developed. A country's economy can rise if the women feel empowered. So our app is the Pink app. It mainly focuses on the safety for the women. Like women have to step out, and when they get jobs, they have to work late nights. And with working late, they get responsibilities. And what happens is, with responsibility comes a great deal of workload. And in a country like India, sometimes it becomes very difficult, to travel late at night. Like many women don't feel safe anymore. So our app is basically, it focuses on safety. The Pink app gives bus services. It provides your rental cars and cabs. Then we get safety vehicles, and additionally we have pepper spray outlets. We also give, we're thinking about providing tampons and then sanitary napkins for the women. Like, it's a very comfortable, and to get our services, they have to just subscribe to the app, enter their location, and the charges will be very reasonable and minimum. And it's going to be a very comfortable and safe feeling for the women. So yeah, basically our app is that, like, we have just scratched the surface, like tip of the iceberg here. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, that's it, or would you like to elaborate more about the app? You have something to show?
Yeah, Payal, did you share the PPT?
Ma'am, is the PPT visible?
No. We can see your screen, but not the PPT as such, just the Pink app and that page.
Can you reshare? Because I think while sharing your screen, you have chosen the window, not the screen. Choose the window.
Okay, ma'am.
Stop and do the sharing once again. It will help.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay.
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, don't worry.
Ma'am, is the PPT visible?
No.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
I think double click on the app, the presentation, double click on that.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it is visible on my screen. I'm trying this once again.
Yeah. Now you reshare. When you reshare, choose the screen option. Don't click the window. Choose the screen.
Okay.
Yes. The PPT is visible to us.
Okay.
Payal, yeah, the second slide, please.
Go to slideshow.
Yeah, it's visible. You can just tell us more about it.
Yeah, ma'am. So our app basically provides bus services. Then we have safety cabs, and vehicles for rent. So for the bus services, they have to subscribe to the app, enter their location, and wherever they are, the bus will get their location and go through that way. And the bus will be, it will be only women bus. So there's no issue, like they will be very comfortable and they can go home safely. Like at least an assurance will be there. Okay, I'm going to reach my home safely today. So yeah. And secondly, they can also get safety cabs, like for carpooling also. They can do carpooling also. It's very economical. And for vehicles, they can rent vehicles like scooty or bikes, and they can just rent it. And the charges will be very minimum and reasonable. Pal, can you show the next slide? Yeah. So what happens is, why would anybody choose the pink app? So these are the reasons, like it's very safe and comfortable traveling. They can go home safely. The charges will be minimum. And the process of entering the information and then subscription, it's a very easy process. So they don't have to go through a lot of, hazardous deal or anything. So yeah, ma'am, basically our app focuses on that, the safety with the women.
Great. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
So how far along are you? Have you started building the app, or is it in the ideation stage? What's the status right now?
Ma'am, it's just a thought, to be honest. Like I said, it's just like scratching the tip of the iceberg. We have just idealized it, like we have discussed it, and we're planning to develop this something like this, the pink app.
Great. I think it's a good idea. I like the idea.
Yeah, ma'am. We actually want the city, as we in a city we have the normal city buses, so we want every city to have pink buses. So the pink buses will show that it is a bus for women's, and there will be a women driver with a managing team, a proper lighting system, because during night times the women usually feel very very, they are afraid of some darkness or something. This is a thought process. So properly lighted bus with all the safety, like sanitary pads and paper sprays and everything which should be there. And also we are going to provide with the location of the buses, like through this app. Every woman, when they install the app and if they subscribe to the app, they will be able to fit their location and use the bus. And if they don't subscribe to the app, they can still see the locations of the buses, like how many buses are currently running in the city and to which places. So it will be very easy for them to find the bus. Also, we through this app we can provide rental cars and scooters to the women who can independently travel or who can drive, but they are bounded with not having a vehicle. So because if I personally, I used to drive, I drive cars, so I feel more comfortable. So this will be always also provided, and personal cabs will also be a system in our app.
It's an excellent idea, Deepshika and Payal. At such an early stage of your life, you've developed it. Too good. Really happy to hear it from such young girls. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am, I feel like women empowerment is a required thing. If we don't give women the equal opportunity, we don't give them a safe place, we as women, we cannot excel, right? We have to be given the opportunity. And it's not like we have to be given, we need to grab that opportunity. But also we have to be given that environment. That environment should be there. That mindset should be there. It should be inculcated among women that we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to earn our own bread. We need to be responsible for our own financial dealings and management. So the main thing is like the money. If we are not responsible for our finances and we stay dependent forever, it's not really working, I feel like. So in a way, I totally agree that we need to think about ourselves. We need to be very responsible towards us. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I think Anja wanted to say something. Yeah, please. And yeah,
You would like. So first of all, I think the idea is a very good one. Definitely, I'm not aware if you once did a little market study in your area or in India, who's already on the track. But I know, and as well, I think there's a possibility as soon as you sort out the bus idea or maybe how many interlinks you will have, you know, if you would like to cooperate, for example, with emergency police, whatever. So it is finally a question how you will run your app, who's connected to what in the end, and that is depends on the stage and on the partners you will choose in the beginning. I can just suggest something what is, make it easy in the beginning and maybe develop a little lighthouse. So when I was in Morocco, there was a company. They have been working only with women, 3,000 women. So what was the main problem to employ these women? Have been that the family thought they are not safe because they had to work as well at night. So coming to that place and leaving the place. So what did the company do? Same as you said, they had a bus shuttle. So that could be a start. Find a company, just an idea. Evaluate, first do your market study properly. Then maybe reduce the radius so that you stay in Assam or maybe even smaller. That you can have proper ideas how to run this and how can be a partner in the beginning. Find a proper company. Then the money issue will be solved and they will be very happy. They can take it as CSR, whatever. It depends on your own structure in the beginning. And also then this, so that you can come to a proper prototype with a proper idea. And that will make your living perfectly. Later on, you can have, as you said, tell me your name, Dipshika, is that right? Dipshika?
Yes, Dipshika. Yes, ma'am.
Later on, you can come to a nice holistic idea. And you can educate women as well, self-defense, whatever you want to do. So you become holistically, run around, take care of the footprint, whatever you do with cars and mobile things. Imagine that in the beginning, as I said before, find a company to start who are interested in working with women or who already do. And I think you cooperative as well are some, it's very possible. And give it a try, work out properly. I think it's a very good idea, and I like the name as well. Just do a proper market study.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Just one
Thank
quick
you.
one on this. In Mumbai, I think there's pink caps. You're probably aware of that. So that I think in Mumbai, and I think they're starting in Bangalore as well, if I'm not mistaken. So these are things to think about.
And change the color. So it's very good to see what other people do, but don't, you always start successfully in your region because you know, and don't get stuck in the beginning.
Okay. The whole soul idea, I just wanted to add in the whole soul idea of bringing in the bus service. I think that was something which is going to reach the masses. And it is extremely important that we reach to common women. While there have been cab services, there have been cab services which didn't work in the past also in India, which was specifically for women. Government also tried to implement a pink auto or an auto rickshaw kind of a thing that was also introduced. But the reason they all have failed is because of this cost factor. Okay, we have to reach out to the common people with something which is as cost effective and is also convenient, because the number of buses running should also be a little higher, because now the number of women in the workforce is increasing every day, and if we want, and it is going to get better. So that's just, so try to, even if you don't want to focus on all the things at the same time, try to go live with the bus service first.
Can I say something, please?
Sandy, please.
Please, ma'am.
All right. Wonderful idea. I live in a place, the UAE, and it's one of the safest places in the world. So I don't generally think about safety, because I can drive around or even take a cab at any time of the night and I'll reach home safely. That, of course, is not the case in India. But I think, from my perspective, if this is something that you're going to provide as a service and a safety, keeping safety in mind for women, I think you should look at a business model that brings in women stakeholders, because this works for them. So if you go like the crowdfunding route, I don't know, I'm just thinking out aloud and saying, okay, ladies, this is something for you. This is something for us women. So when we all become stakeholders, maybe a subscription service, something where there is a commitment, a financial commitment, because then you know how much money you have. Then it could be membership driven, it could be anything where if you want this service, it's on an annual basis. So you start bringing in more money, in which case you can start saying, okay, I have so many people who I know are going to be on the bus because they've already committed to it. Then if you get a bus service, then you know how exactly you could pay for that. So I think women should be encouraged to invest money in their own safety, their own convenience, so that they can get to wherever they want to go in having peace of mind, knowing that, okay, this is my service. This is something that I have contributed towards, so I'm going to make it work. So if you do that, and if you can get women to actually say, buy into your idea, which I think is sheer common sense, I think that could work for you as well. So get the word out there, go all out, focus on all the women's group, whether it's in universities or for students, whether it's in the workforce, anywhere. But your stakeholders should be all women. They all must be part of it, because that way you will ensure that it runs.
Absolutely. I think that's a very good idea, Sandy. It's a pink app, and pink app, it's, you're doing it for women, and women stakeholders would really help. That's a very good, Sandy has given a very good advice to you. I think you can walk on that, and let's hear about Pink App the next that we hear. We have, it's launched and you take it forward. That is great. So let's move forward now, and we have today with us Sharon Rouse. She is the founder and director of Kindness for Kidneys International Inc. and a founder SR Consulting Services LLC. She's going to speak on the topic Through the Fire. Over to you, Sharon Rouse.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so bear with me. Hopefully I can stay awake during my presentation. I'm going to be brief, but I did want to just share my story, and I want to encourage everyone on here today. I mean, your stories are so powerful, and you can use that to leverage your businesses. A lot of times our stories are the passion behind what we do. And so I just have a few slides. I want to share my journey and what led me to do Kindness for Kidneys. And I'm hoping to connect with some of you because your ideas are fabulous. And I was sitting here thinking about our kidney warriors and definitely could use some of your services. So I named it Through the Fire because when I went through my journey, that's what it felt like. I felt like, what is going on in my life? I was a young mom, and so it felt like there was a fire going on in my life, and it was spreading. And so I just want to kind of walk you quickly through the journey, and then just leave you with some tips on what to do as a mompreneur. Those of you that are starting out in entrepreneurship, maybe you're in entrepreneurship and you're in a hard place and you're having some challenges. And so sometimes it just feels like you're walking through the fire, but I guarantee you the fire that you're going through is preparing you for what's ahead. So I'm just going to share my story, the process, and tips for the journey. This is me. Life is a journey that must be traveled no matter how bad the roads and accommodations. And sometimes we don't plan for some of the things that happen in our life, but we can use them to make the most of what's ahead of us. So this is where I live. I am in Maryland, which is about 30 minutes outside of DC in the United States. And I just want to take you back to September of 2006, where my journey began with kidney disease. And I did not have a family history of kidney disease. My family's relatively healthy, my parents, siblings, grandparents, but I woke up one morning with swollen legs and had to go to the emergency room. And I found out that I had a rare kidney condition called focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, which the FSGS is the short term, the acronym for it. And I was devastated. I had just had a baby 5 months before. I was clueless as to what to do. I got to the emergency room. I called my husband and I said, my kidneys are failing. I don't understand what's going on. How is this my life right now? We were just celebrating the birth of our beautiful daughter. And then I woke up with swollen legs. I was working in a school system as a school counselor at the time. And so it was a very difficult diagnosis. A year later, as you can see, my face is very swollen there. My daughter was a year old. I ended up having to go on dialysis. And that was my worst fear in the journey. Like, I didn't want to go on dialysis. I did a lot of natural therapy. I'm thinking of the ladies that shared the tea. I tried so many different things to avoid dialysis, but I couldn't avoid it. And so when I landed in the dialysis chair, I vowed that I was going to use my experiences to help other people. As you mentioned, type 2 diabetes is one of the leading causes of kidney disease, along with high blood pressure. And I didn't have either of those things, but I felt like I could reach a community of people who were impacted by kidney disease. Fast forward, I did dialysis, both hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis, for about 18 months. And fast forward, this picture here on the right is of my sister and I. My sister donated her kidney to me on December 2nd of 2013. So when we talk about the fire, when you're in situations like that, when you are going through a divorce or when you're having challenging situations in life, there's so many things that you go through. And in my process, these were some of the things that came out of this fire. It was difficult, but I was refined. And when you think of refining things and where things go through the fire, they come out better than they went in. It was life altering, but it also provided a change for me and gave me a purpose and motivated me to be able to help other people. So this is where Kindness for Kidneys was formed. And 4 years ago, we launched in 2018, and our goal was to be able to provide education, encouragement, and empowerment for people that are impacted by kidney disease. And these are just some of our initiatives. We go to dialysis facilities to bring cheer and to bring education to help people through the traumatic times that they're facing. We even go to children's hospitals where there are children on dialysis to help them feel better, to give them education, and to also encourage their parents. So I just want to leave you with tips, no matter where you find yourself on your journey of entrepreneurship today. And maybe you're in the middle of a storm, maybe there's some difficult things going on in your life. I want to leave you with just some tips to help you along the way. And these are tips that helped me start Kindness for Kidneys. And just this year, I started a consulting business so that I can assist other companies with healthcare and also education, because that's my background. But here's some tips. Know that what you're going through is temporary. The storm is temporary, and many times we make hasty decisions to get out of the storm, but also just think of that as this is something that's temporary, but it will be helpful for me in the end. And it may be something that I can use to help me on my journey forward. The second thing, lean on or find your village. So community is important, and you all have established a great community here to help encourage you and help give you the suggestions and the feedback that you may need. And sometimes for some people, you may have to find your journey. Maybe you've moved into a different area and you don't have your family or friends around. You may have to find that village. Look at your obstacles as opportunities for growth, opportunities for your passion to be fueled. And so sometimes when we are faced with challenges, we look at them as something that's really bad. But many times those things, those pain points, are the opportunities that we can create to change the world. Be gentle with yourself. That is a big thing when we're going through hard times, is just being gentle with yourself. And I think I heard this last one several times today. Keep going. Sometimes you may have to go a little slower based on what you're going through, but I just want to encourage you to keep going. This is a picture of my sister and I. We did a kidney walk, but I wanted to leave you with this quote. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. And so I want to leave you with that and just encourage you, no matter what you're going through today, no matter what challenges you may be facing in life, just keep going. Put one foot in front of the other every day. And so thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sharon, for sharing such valuable tips. And the last one, basically the tips for the journey, are really very useful, you know. So next, we would like to move on to our next speaker for the day. And we have Seher Najim. She's a community director for mompreneurs from Lebanon. She's the financial advisor in WikiLeaks. And the topic of her speech today is entrepreneurship and small business tips and challenges. So the young budding entrepreneurs will definitely gain from her. Seher, yeah.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Hello, Seher. Yeah.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank you for this nice summit, and it's my pleasure and honor to be with you. Actually, it's so early also in Lebanon, so bear with us a bit. My name is Seher Najim. I'm Lebanese financial consultant and founder of Mompreneurs Lebanon. Also, I'm financial manager in a pharmaceutical company operating between Lebanon and Iraq. I'm also mom of two girls. I would like to take 5 minutes to briefly talk about Mompreneurs Lebanon and also share some tips and challenges about entrepreneurship. Mompreneurs Lebanon is a Lebanese NGO founded in 2018 in order to support Lebanese moms having their own business. Actually, we started with zero funds, zero capital, and this is a good topic I would like to talk about since we are talking about small businesses who usually deal with tight budget. For those who believe we cannot start without money, I actually disagree. Yes, we can, as long as you have a good mindset and a good business plan and the right passion to start. Of course, in later stages we will need, just not to misunderstand me. Mompreneurs started with zero capital, targeting Lebanese entrepreneurs having their own online pages. Our mission was to offer our services in trainings and workshops to help them escalate their skills, whether in business, communication, marketing, or others, and also to support them with a good community and network, because we believe that networking is half your way to succeed. Everyone who starts their business, usually the surrounding environments, as common known, put you down. Why don't you get employed? Why don't you go and find the right job? Why are you taking risk? All these kind of questions actually affect people negatively at the beginning of every start. Of course, I'm not saying that you should always be an entrepreneur, but those who choose to do this have to be supported by a positive environment, have a good mindset, and this mindset have to be enriched with some skills like communication. They should always learn. They shouldn't be shy. Those who start are usually known as shy person. They don't know how to offer themselves, how to prove themselves in the market. So our mission was to listen to them, start to divide the problems between keep away your personal problems and let's start only in business. Through over the years, which are almost coming to 4 years now, we were able to deal with more than 50 kind of projects, ladies from different backgrounds, from different education system, also from different kind of business models. And all of them till now, taking Lebanese economic situation into consideration, are still in the market, and many of them upgraded their business. This is actually due to their own passion and belief in themselves. Each lady has its own skill, which she has to work on. For example, we have a lady who is expert, for example, in designing, and she doesn't know how to start. We came up with the idea, offer yourself to a lady in your services and let her support you in another way, which I mean, if you don't have enough cash, use the B2B way. Offer yourself in kind of networking or collaboration. By this way, you keep your cash for more marketing purposes, or for example, getting inventory or whatever you need. Try to use the free marketing tools as much as you can. Don't always say, I don't have money to rich people who can do big marketing campaigns. Social media is free to everyone, and there are hundreds of people who are willing to support you if you are willing to support yourself. Communities are all over, NGOs are all over. Offer yourself as a volunteer and you will meet a lot of people, and then you can take it from there. Volunteer in many projects. There is no need to get money. Instead of looking for money, offer yourself and you will get the marketing instead. This kind of projects, I personally did it in purpose to when I come this day to talk about it, I will be really the right example, so they don't put a kind of excuse, no, I cannot do that, I don't have time. For the time management, since we are dealing with moms, it's one of the toughest, it's very tough to deal with moms, especially that you cannot know exactly their time. So we started to do some trainings on time management and how to keep your mindset away from some social obligations you are entitled with. So you can use your mindset when you are free to how to upgrade your business. It takes a lot of trainings, it takes a lot of patience, but actually we're doing this. So people who are listening to us, especially the fresh graduates, I would like to tell them, please believe in yourself. Don't be shy. Take any problem you're facing as an opportunity and learn from experts in the field you are working in. Don't listen to everyone in all fields except for advice. But when you are coming for sales or marketing or upgrading your business, listen to the leaders in this business. Take opportunities from people who are working there. Their advice is very important since you are not an employee. Understand how much skills you need and work on them so you can take yourself to the next level. How to attract your customers is something very hard. So actually you have to learn how to be somehow creative or deal with some creative people who can put you on the right track and then start grabbing more audiences. It takes a lot of work. You have to learn how to do everything and also know how to delegate. Having the right team is also very important because sometimes in the beginning steps, you think yourself, I can partner with everyone. Sometimes it takes you back. You don't need a lot of people to support you in that journey in the beginning. Later on, things will come up and many doors will open. So actually in Mompreneurs Lebanon, we are having a lot of people who are joining us. Still, we are selective on the selective how to attract the ladies because it needs really a mindset. And for example, I'm a free NGO. I can open it to everyone. Still, we are choosing a quality of people who have a special mindset to keep the brand and to keep the mindset going on, because these kind of ladies will be the future leaders for the new generation we are building on. Not everyone who opens a business can actually succeed, and not everyone who opens a page online can succeed, because you need to differentiate between people who are willing to upgrade their business or people who are seeking money only. Every one of us seeks money, but what I mean about the stability and the success that should always be coming in the future. Also, one of the most important things we teach, how to be financially prepared for crises or economic situations that usually surprise us in Lebanon. Keep your cash for emergency, invest in the insurance, use your resources very effectively. I'm not saying to be miser, but don't use your cash only for some kind of marketing if you are not expecting a lot of sales, especially at the beginning. Try to be having always a backup plan in case of low season, at least so I can stay in my business without being so much stress. Since we are dealing with a small business, we are dealing with many kind of stress and problems at the beginning. So try to help yourself by minimizing them and keep yourself somehow safe so you can be emotionally stable to continue. I'm not going to talk a lot about tips because it will be somehow kind of boring. Mompreneurs Lebanon now is launching a new project. Actually, we are going to deal with many social NGOs. This will open doors for our business ladies, since now they are expert in their fields, and we're going to offer ourselves to many NGOs to teach a new generation some kind of skills, for example, in designs, in clothing, in food sector. By this, we are going to help others also have a certain skill which can generate for them some money. I would like again to thank everyone for having me here. If anyone have any question, I'm willing to answer, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Seher. Very well said. You know, everything begins with an idea, and ideas without action are useless, you know. As you mentioned that we should not keep waiting for the finances or any other things. We should actually start working on it, because to make great ideas a reality, we actually have to act on it, experiment, fail, adapt, and learn on a daily basis. So very well said. And I hope the young entrepreneurs, as I was telling earlier also, must be taking
Actually, we are dealing with this in Lebanon because, you know, the Lebanese crisis has been almost 3 years dealing with the corona, the explosion, the currency. So you can consider us experts in dealing with the problems, and still we are standstill. We refuse to quit or travel. Many people traveled, and again, they relaunched their business online and continuing from abroad. They are also supporting the NGO, because you need to believe in something, especially for the fresh graduates. Don't come to people, for example, don't join an NGO looking for what you only need. Try to build a long, stable relationship. For example, I can now be with you today and say goodbye, nice to meet you, and next step, I will find another one. It's wrong, because every time you're going to have new people, meet new people, try to build a long relationship that can support you at the crisis. And this is what we actually build in. They have to believe in the personal relationship, but with the right team. It's not always to be business-to-business relationship, because it will affect you later in the future when you are stuck.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that input.
Thank you.
And Mona, I would like you to introduce the next idea for the day.
Yeah, thank you, Seher. That was wonderful, lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
The next idea we have is from Maggie and Swagata. Maggie and Swagata for AYS, at your service, which is a cab company established in 2022, which not only provides taxi service, but also helps you in parcel delivery and car rental services with ease of cost. AYS cares for our customer, and for that reason we introduce special trained driver for differently abled people so that they can travel with comfort and have no barrier in communication. At AYS, our philosophy is one that emphasizes service and a realization that effective communication is a key component of our business. Over to you, Maggie and Swagata.
Good day to you all, ma'am. Are we audible?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Good day to you all, respected mompreneurs. My name is Maggie Chongay Kim, and my partner name is Swagata, and we are a BBA graduated from Royal Global University. And first, before I dive into our presentation, I would like to state a quote from Oprah Winfrey, as we all know. It says that, "On my own, I will just create. If it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I'll create something else. I don't have any limitation on what I think I could do or be." So going on to our presentation, me and Swagata, my partner, have been working on a business plan called AYS at your services. Like ma'am have told you, our company is a cab service company, and we are our mission, or the mission of our company, is to provide a clean and safe taxi services. It also aims to ensure the security of the customers upon the whole duration of the trips, and offering job opportunities to women and female drivers Also, we strive to offer our customers the lowest possible prices and the best available selection, and also the utmost convenience, and most importantly, a memorable journey. And recently, we have conducted a survey, an online survey, which we pass it on to our friends and colleagues. And majority of the problems arising from this cab service is lack of safety, lack of women drivers, and problem of charging extra or cancellation of services at starting of the trip. So with that, we have introduced our company, and the mission of the vision of AYS is to offer top quality cab transportation services, and not only in India, but also we are thinking if we can introduce this in India, we are also thinking of expanding into other countries too. So we have this like how we solve the problem is that we can recruit women drivers, and that too for night shift and for night shift of office workers, especially for women who are working in night shift, and special education for drivers to assist disabled customers, like differently able customers who wants to book or who wants to rent a cab who wants to use our cab service or in our platform. So, and also number third is that car rental services for city or outskirt travel in affordable places, and parcel delivery services for office workers or customers who are unable to deliver the parcel themselves. And the thing we know that this kind of cab service company is an evolving industry, and so there is not much companies still now established till now, and so that is our strength, and that's why we have developed this company. And the thing that like Ola and Uber is also there, which is our major competitions, and we know that Ola is a renowned and popular transportation services which provides a providing platform, and Uber is a peer-to-peer ride-sharing taxi cab, food delivery, bicycle sharing, and transportation network company. But what stands out, how our company stands out from that is that we are same as Uber, we are the value proposition that we offer for the passenger is that it is a clean, safe, and affordable rides, certified drivers, criminal background check for the drivers, and it is a 24/7 customer support services, cab cards, and cashless ride. This cab card is a new idea that we have introduced. It is like a kind of metro cards that we use in metro cities, and with these cab cards, we are planning to like, for example, if we are trying to share our cab cards or provide these cab cards through our drivers to the customers, and with these cab cards they can recharge and ride a cashless. They can use like it can be cashless because they can recharge and use these cards instead of cash. And with these cards, if they use it, we can offer discount a lot of discount rates. And with that, they will be what we are thinking is that they will be obligated to use our platform instead of other like Ola and Uber, because if they have the cards, then they will obviously be recharging it for some rupees, and with that they will be the next ride that they are using, they will be like obligated to use our platform, and that is the value proposition for. And we also know that we also learn from the survey that we held that there is no compensation, like in case of accidents in most of the cab services that they provide. So what our company will provide is also compensation in case of any kind of accidents, and cab meter with non-fluctuating price. For example, this cab meter is like since Ola is not much used, but Uber is more widely used, and they are like the price always fluctuate when we needed it the most. Like for the short distance also, if there is like lack of Uber services, they will increase the price to a like very high amount in compared to the distance. So what we are trying to introduce is the gap meter. For example, if we are trying to travel like 1 kilometer, it will be, for example, let's say 10 rupees. And so if it is 2 kilometer, it will be 20 rupees. 3 kilometer 30. It won't fluctuate. So that is what we are providing as a value proposition for the passengers, and for the drivers, obviously access to more customers, instant booking, 24/7 helpline support, and desk cam for security purposes. This is a value proposition for both the drivers and the passengers, because in most developed countries like US and other developed countries, they have this black box, but in India we don't have much in cab service. And also, if there is any problem going on inside the cab or outside the cab, we don't know, like the drivers might get the blame for it, or the passengers might get the blame for it. We don't know about that. So what we are providing is security, that is a dash cam for all the cabs that our company is issuing. And for the drivers, the other value proposition that we provide is run and manage the fleet of cars, daily payments, and flexible working hours. So for the next business strategy, I'll hand over to my partner, that is Wagner. Thank you. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, ma'am. So good afternoon, everyone. So now we'll talk about our business strategy of AYS. So we conducted research like about the online taxi services. So we came to the conclusion that the global online taxi service market that will grow from 34.82 billion in 2022 to 38.4 billion in 2023 at a CAGR of 10.7%. Now, if I tell you, the taxi service companies have been greatly affected by due to the COVID. Now, people started avoiding cabs. Not cabs, if you talk about mostly the bus, taxi, and all the public services, they started preferring more their own personal cars because of, social distancing. So it greatly affected their daily services. So in addition to the Ukraine and Russia war, which was going on last year, it greatly disrupted the chances of global economic recovery. It also affected not only the human aspect, it also affected the business aspect also. So as Maggie told us about the Uber and Ola are our two competitive companies, as they are already old veterans in the service market, so they have more competitive advantage than us, as we are just a beginning company. So the companies, as we know, they provide ride sharing, two-wheelers and four-wheelers, and ranging from economy to luxury. Now these two companies are facing quite a challenge due to the allegations which have been reported against them, basically about assault and molestation, about the policy of charging more money to the customers. So government decided to strict background checks on Uber and Ola and Lyft also. And for that reason, we decided to do criminal background check for every drivers. So before we hire any cab drivers, we will do a strict proper background checks. So to decide that if the employees suitable for a company or not. Okay, so we did a SWOT analysis for a company. So as we can see that our strength is, it is an evolving industry. We still didn't cover more aspects. In future, we want to cover more aspects which will benefit our customers. We decided to provide cab services for differently able people. Sorry if I have mistakenly said that. So we have also decided to give cab cards for cashless experience. So our weakness is that high investment, dependence on the internet. Now people always, if they're
in a place where there is a poor network connection and they want to contact our cab services, so it will be very, very difficult for them to book further services. No control over chauffeurs. Our opportunity is that it is a wide market. We can reach lots of people, and there is improper and lack of space and cleanliness in government transport. Now we have decided that we know already that the government transport public services are not that clean, and people mostly prefer the taxi services which are clean. So we decided to give a proper and clean environment, clean taxi services for the customer. Our threat is the rising competition, as we already know that there are companies which are similar to us, like Uber, Ola, Lyft, then a Chinese company like Didi. So it is a rising competition for us, because we don't know in future we may get more companies similar to us. Volatility in the fuel price. Now, as I've told you before, that due to Russia and Ukraine war, this greatly affected all over the economy. And as we know, the oil is the most crucial thing that greatly affected, which was greatly affected by the Russia and Ukraine war. So this is our marketing plan. We decided to market our taxi services through flyers, business flyers, and business brochure. We will ensure to distribute our business flyer at public places such as train stations, libraries, etc. We will use social media, as this is the most easiest way to promote your products to customers. We will create our own Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter accounts, and also ensure to be active on Facebook groups. We will also promote our taxi services on radio and TV stations, as people are more, they watch it on daily basis. So it will be an easier way to promote our service. So as you can see, this is our financial plan. This is, in a beginning stage, we didn't work, like we have to work on more in the future. So this is the initial investment amount, and this is the source of capital which we will hire, that is our investors and banks. These are our budget expenses, that is special educator, electricity costs, salary, receptionist, working capital, revenue stream. This is, and thank you.
Thank you, Swagata and Maggie. A very interesting business plan. Especially, you're going into an area which is dominated right now by Ola and Uber. But there is a market opportunity that you're talking about. Is talking about the disabled section that you're talking about, and the cashless card that you want to put in. That is the USP, or the differentiating factor. So I think it's a good idea. You will have to look for investors. Anybody here who have any kind of advice to give to the budding entrepreneurs, Swagata and Maggie, please share your advice. Any tips you want to give to them?
So Agatha and Maggie, there is already something called as InDrive, okay, which will be your competition, because their market point is also the same. That they are trying to beat the competitive pricing that Ola and Uber are charging you during peak hours. Okay, so herein the power is directly between the customer and the driver, wherein they can negotiate via the application itself. If you have used InDrive, if not, please go and use. Okay, however, the intention was great, but because I am a user of all the three applications, hence I'm going to tell you that even though it started from there, wherein there was an opportunity cost that we were saving by saving on the peak pricing, but since the drivers will always be almost same people, they are tying up with multiple services. And now what they do is that they keep a trap of what exactly showing off on Ola or Uber, and they will try to negotiate on a similar price range, even on InDrive. So the whole idea of coming up with InDrive has gone to the, So you have to be very, very conscious, okay, as to, because this is a very, very competitive market and has some big players. Okay, so apart from the feature that you are mentioning, you'll also have to come up with the card thing. Is a nice idea. The metro cards are something that we have been using across the metros, okay, for a very long time. But you'll also have to understand that metro card is a hassle. Okay, So coming up with an online wallet will be more helpful, because people don't want to add anything new in their pocket. There is already so much in that wallet. Okay, so these are my 2 points. While we can, my idea, I think you are doing great. First of all, because there is definitely a lot of room, and yes, you need to find those kind of investors. I always say women supporting women is the thing now. Okay, so you got to hide your women investors.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sandia, please.
Yeah, so, ladies, young ladies, excellent idea. And I think it's high time that females started taking a more active role in these kind of things. So don't get, number one, intimidated by all the biggies. That's not important. What the previous speaker just said, it's attention to detail. A little more research is required so that you can have, I'm sure you've done your research and you've given us just sort of a brief on the presentation, otherwise it would take so long. But I sit in Dubai, okay, and we have a lot of non-resident Indians, and we have a lot of people here who also look for different avenues of investment, and India is a huge place. So what I would suggest is, when you do your redo your presentation, do it for two, one for the international market and one for the Indian market. And quote all your figures in US dollars. Because when we are sitting here, crores and lakhs means nothing. So stick to the US dollar, because if you're looking at people from this part of the world who may say, yeah, this is a great idea, and they are bringing in more expertise and other things to you. So widen your scope, widen your approach, and keep it on a more international basis when it comes to the currency.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's a great advice from Sandy. That's young budding entrepreneurs. I think you got a lot of your advice. Vandana also has talked about, that it's a good idea. Go ahead with it and put in more research, and I think you'll get the right investors, and you can, fly then. Okay, now we come to almost the ending, and now we have the Janitri team with us, and I would like all the Janitri people who here are there, have worked very hard for making this summit into such a success, and I invite one by one, especially Rumi. Rumi, are you there? Two words from you first, Rumi. Where are you? Yes, Rumi. Yes, finally we have you. Let's hear from Rumi. Let's hear something from her. We have worked all so hard. She's one the whole who started it, and Janitri is her baby, and she's taking it, all through, and working with so many mothers, and on making them go through the entrepreneurship journey. Over to you, Rumi. Let's hear it from you.
You on mute, Rumi.
Yeah, you're muted.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, my team, all the Janitrian, for being with us here, and especially the team, Nahir, and all the speakers. Actually, they are with us from middle of the night, and someone from the very early beginning, the morning. So thank you so much for being with us today, and all the students, my dear students from Royal Global University, for giving such an wonderful ideas, sharing the ideas, and all the team, especially Mona ma'am, Vasudha, and all the Janitrian, for working so hard, to making it possible today, because we are organizing in such a short time, and we are making it possible here. So with this, I would like to welcome everyone to join us to Janitri International community. So we are making the inclusive community, and we are contribute for women's financial independence, because without financial independence we cannot do anything. So learn how to earn, how to think. We have a lot of gap areas. Work on that first. All the women are very creative. We are the part of the nation. So nurture your creative side and think about the ideas, how to think ideas. And the other gap area is the selling skill. I think everyone is very afraid to sell. I don't know how to sell. I can do everything, but I cannot do selling. But selling skill is a part of us. We know how to convince people, right? Every mothers, they know how to convince their kids. So same thing is very natural to us. And this is a very important skill for entrepreneur. So work on your gap areas and collaborate. This is the era of digital era. We can do anything. So work on the mindset, and we can do everything possible now. Work together and grow yourself. And I'm also agree with Sandy today here. Then we can love yourself, and we can do everything possible in life. So work on your mindset and grow together. With this, I would like to call upon my team, Vandana, Shakti, Rekha ma'am, Vasudha ma'am, and all other teams who are present now to share a few words about their journey and what we are doing here from last 1 year. So over to you, Vandana.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rumi. Thank you for calling me up. And it was definitely a super powerful event. I think, all our hard work that the team has put in, and today the way we, from the speakers to the presenters of the ideas, I think everything was, it is like a prelude to the future, wherein future is full of women. And, what better way to, put across Michelle Obama's very famous quote, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. It is only about thinking and making it happen. And we did it. And we all did it. We will all continue to shine. And it is very, 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 very important that the generation that we are in, the generation which is going to come, knows this. That we are not going to stay with what has been given to us. We will not stop striving until we achieve what we want. And that, I want to make a very, very small thing. Today, I was earlier thinking of talking about gender gap, but then I thought, Vandana, you speak about gender gap all the time. Okay. So I had a change of heart. Everybody was laughing that Vandana, you're having a change of heart at the nth minute. So my change of heart says that, today I should speak is like work like a woman and win like a woman is something that I want to say. Because today, listening to all you speakers and all you presenters, that is what I get to see. Today, you see everyone in this room, doesn't matter what time zone you come from. There might be a situation you are sleepy. There is might be a situation already tired, but still making a point to be here. I know it's a small group here, but this small group itself is such a cohesive group. We're trying to have each other's back, and that is what women do. That is what women do. And believe me, women-run businesses are super strong. Not because I come from HR, as a, for my bread and butter, I'm an HR consultant. Okay, and my job is to be on the advisory panel as the CHRO of a lot of organizations, advise them, guide them how to deal with situation, how to have these cohesive teams. But believe me, I see the way women manage. I see the way men manage. I don't have anything against men, okay? I am definitely somebody who is supporting all the sort of businesses. But With women-led businesses, you have this community which automatically comes into form. There is a community, the kind of love, the kind of respect, the kind of hearing that you get being a part of a women team. It is something that we have to understand. While definitely, there are certain things like everybody spoke about financial awareness. People speak about, technical awareness. These are the things which can be an area of opportunity for a lot of other women. But these are our strong points as women entrepreneurs. We were born with this skill. And now is the time when you become women entrepreneurs to implement these skills. The love that you have for your family members, you have to see your team members with the same love. And also make them understand how important it is not to compete, but to have each other's back. This competition is something which has been created. Okay, I just don't know. I keep telling, that's my favorite, thought, that, you will achieve what you are destined to, and nobody can stop you from doing that. The only person stopping you from achieving what you are destined for is you, your thought process. You just have to channelize and work in that direction, and you will go through. And, we did listen to Sharon. Sharon spoke about how she went through, a tragedy in her personal life, and that helped her direct her ship in the right direction. This is something that we all have to learn. We heard about Anja, and we also heard from, I'm just forgetting, okay, somebody else also spoke about, yes, Sandy herself spoke about, that how she was somebody who was taking care of a household. Now she's a businesswoman. It's only about knowing that there is no limit to our success. The only limit is here. And the moment we think, we dream, we achieve. That's it. So, and, I'll also take 2 minutes to let people know that we at Janitri, we are a very, very, I think we also spoke about having that community of women to whom we can go back and having that circle, wherein advisory panel, wherein you can go and have the idea sharing idea. There are days. Our Janitri as a group is built on that specific idea, wherein we have women from all different walks of life, whether it is Mona, Vasudha, Dr. Shakti, whoever you see here, they have their own businesses which they are running, okay? And they're also in a part of Janitri, because they believe in Janitri, the work that Janitri is doing, and it is this network of women, and we work as one whole association, and we are trying to create a world wherein women empowerment is given. We are trying to create programs which will help, better the health of women, education of women, and also with regards to child development. So whether it is women empowerment, education, healthcare, we cover it all, because we know if you are, it is the first thing to address is us. Once we address us, only then can we take care of others. And it's high time we realize this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Vandana. Very well said that it's we who have to realize our own potential. Thank you so much. Now, let me call on Rekha ji. Rekha Pandey is the lead of Janitri Women Empowerment. She's a strategic business partner with Lisa Home Solutions. Rekha ji, few words from you.
Namaskar. It's a pleasure to be part of you all. The speaker has touched my soul.
Your voice is getting cut.
Hello, am I audible now?
No, it's not clear.
From my side?
Static, yes.
Am I audible now? No?
There's some disturbance. I think some music or something is there.
Where your mobile is kept, there is some magnetic field there. You will have to move your mobile someplace else.
But Mona, here there is no sound. with all the speakers. Have you all unmuted yourself?
Yeah. I have muted everybody, Rekha ji. I think there is some static issue that we are facing from your side. I don't know. Yeah. I think it stopped. No, it didn't stop.
No, it's not. Oh, let other speaker.
Yeah, Rekha ji, in the meanwhile, you rejoin. Try rejoining it. I think it will help.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, I'll call Dr. Shakti. Dr. Shakti?
Hello, afternoon. Can you hear me all?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, a very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mona ma'am, Vasudha ma'am, for this lovely presentation for the three from from the story. I could listen to the hard work and the dedication that each and every speaker has put into their ventures, so that they can build and they can work towards their passion and desire, right? So, being the head of the healthcare area of Janitri, one thing I think Vandana ma'am mentioned about, just try to focus on your skill. This is a famous we can relate all mothers are the epitome of virtues, sacrifice. Every mother is full of that love, that dedication, that she puts her in, and this is the thing that gives her the strength to move ahead, right? That's just because she's healthy, she's able to maintain a balance between the physical and the psychological aspect of her body, right? So being a physio, being the founder of my own clinic, that is a move on, where I actually, besides providing treatment protocol to my patients, even I suggest or I insist on give some me time to your body, right? It is very essential. Even I also tend to forget many other times, okay, that this is the schedule, every day I have to finish up the work and everything. But where am I? Where is my position? Where am I listening to my body or any kind of pain or the ailment I'm having, right? So this is the area that I actually want to contribute. And I still remember the day when I and Rumi ma'am were just talking about women and children health. What are the things that we can include, like the projects that we are working on, like female hygiene, right? Children growth and development. Female also suffer from a lot of reproductive issues, right? So these are the areas which are of paramount importance, because reproductive system is a system in the female body which is that is God gifted. It's a little bit of complicated, where female face a lot of issues on a daily basis, right? The menstrual cycle, the childbirth, pregnancy, and everything. So we at Janitri, at least I'm trying my best to include more number of healthcare professionals in our community, where we could build a small a small area where we can work towards these kind of topics which are of which has to be spoken out, right? Like the mental health. Okay, I think every month will always somewhere or the other, if you are physically and mentally stable, you are able to complete your course and your office work as well, right? So mental stability in women is also very important. We are also working towards that, where we are connecting with people, we are connecting with mothers who are able to share their story of how they are coping up with this difficult situation, where they suffer in a silent mode from all this depression, anxiety, and how we can overcome that, right? So there is, apart from medicine, apart from self-management also there, which every mother should learn, right? How to heal herself. Okay, so she needs that kind of support. She needs that kind of that area where she can get that support from her family, from her professionals, from her peers, right? Then only if she is healthy, she is strong enough, then she will be able to continue with her professional dreams and desires, right? I think each one of us who is who are present here, who are somewhere or the other, it's because of the time zone, some are having a night shift, or they're late night, they're waking up and they're attending our summit. So thank you so much to all the mothers and the speakers, because they are trying to listen to their body. Okay, they're trying to listen to their psychological and physical and the social aspects together, so that they're trying to build that, that thin line. Okay, so being a medical professional, I would suggest everyone, where we are working towards, because since the inception of this organization, Janitri, I started with many fitness challenges. I started with many sessions, events, and our own healthcare Aham Arogyam series have been conducted, and still we are coming up. We are trying on it to come up with a lot of new episodes where we are trying to focus on some major issues which mothers or all our women face nowadays, right? So I would just like to conclude my wording saying that whatever is your dream, whatever things you're working towards, prioritize your health first. Okay, prioritize your health, because if you are okay, your family will be okay, because you are the pillar of strength, right? Now, I think I have heard a story about the kidney transplant and everything, the health problems. Actually, they are temporary, but still they leave behind a bigger marker in your mind. Psychologically, you get disturbed wherever you are having fever or cold, anything that, oh God, next day what is going to happen? Will I be okay? Will I be able to take care of my family? Will I be able to make food for my child or go to office, right? So these are the tiny things that you have to work on it, right? And then only awareness. I am sharing these views from my side to all of you. I hope you will also carry forward this message to your friends, your family, and all other women friends. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all our speakers, to my own team members, Janitri, Rumim, and everyone, because I think it was a success for all of us, with this international summit with all our speakers, wonderful speakers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shakti. Thank you so much. Now let me listen to Dr. Rekha ji. Can you please share your thoughts?
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible this time?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank each and every speaker who has so passionately and very insightfully, I will say. And I have just explored every speaker on LinkedIn, and while speaking to them and listening to them, I found them the way they are. First of all, I'll just want to talk about Sandy. Sandy has very well put this statement that if you don't value yourself, then who is going to value you? Really, the core thing is that every woman, every individual, yeah, every individual must understand this, because at Janitri, we too are focusing on the same, and our very beautiful program, that is Women Empowerment. In this empowerment program, we focus that every mother who has a dream, and she always says, what I'm going to quote in 2 lines of my own. Touching sky is the dream of mine. Touching hearts is the wish of life. So every mother wishes to fulfill the dreams of her own as well as her family, children, and become a legacy that she can give to the humanity. And in this bigger, larger than life goal, Janitri is working. Janitri is taking this as a mission to give each woman a voice. And today we are here as Janitri International Mompreneur Summit. Mom, a word Sandy has described in her post with many acronyms. And I add to that one, Mom stands for Magician on Move. If you ask a child, he or she always thinks that her or his mother is a magician. She can do anything on the planet for him or her. So as I was going through the speaker's notes, I found Anja, who has very beautifully said that authenticity is your product. You are, in fact, your vibes, your energy as a brand, that without your saying anything, it accompanies. So take care of the product in that sense, that it is your energy signature. It is your energy signature. It means who you are is going to be reflected in your brand. The same way Sylvia has said about diversity matters, no doubt. Nature teaches us, if there is no diversity, how can we progress? Every diversity leads to a greater and a greater height, so that we know that the value of every individual is here. The same way Sharon Rouse has very beautifully showed in her PPT, she has gone through a very logical way. She has given us the PPT under story, process, tips of the journey. See, when your story, we each carry a story, no doubt. We are already winners of life. We are winners of life because we are here after getting an ovum that has been fertilized by only one sperm. So this makes us winner of life already. So the challenging situation she has quoted has contributed her very much. And in our lives also, every challenge, every adversity adds. So always have a mindset to just look at every challenge that is like a potential which is there to unfold you. And I can sum up with that: if winter comes, spring can't be far behind. So if there are challenges, you are ready for the next shining mode. So be yourself. All the speakers have really said this. And Nazim has talked about creativity. Now the era of creativity is here. Markets also, we are finding that every customer is looking for something that is new, that is their hearts. So creativity, how it can be nurtured, is also a very much research topic nowadays. Yeah. So points all the speakers have made really touched us, and it's a pleasure to have you all. And as I told you, that Janitri International wing and our lovely Rumi, they are all committed to bring you all together so that we can just make something valuable. And as for my budding entrepreneurs who are here, who have shared their ideas, I would always say that Sandy has said, beginning is always there. So don't get scared about the big giants of the market. Take your steps and move on. The spirit is yours, the energy is yours, you are you. You are here. So thank you.
Rekha. Thank you. That was so wonderful. You know, you just summed up everybody's gist of the best, and that was amazing. What Sandy said, that we have to think about ourselves, and just said be authentic, and then diversity matters, and then Sharon Rouse about mompreneurs, how they can start with zero investment, and all the entrepreneurs here sharing their idea. There is anybody whom I've left out, just point that to me, Rumi. Amrita, would you like to share before we close? Amrita Basak, I think. And I think the new person who had joined, I'm sorry, he had raised his hand. I just missed that. Just a second. Ilango, Mr. Ilango, are you there? Would you like, you wanted to say something? He's not there. Anybody who wants to share the parting thoughts, because we're just ending now. Yes, Sandy? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I've heard so many wonderful things today, and congratulations to all of you Don't get sidetracked with, this is not happening or that's not happening. Everything will happen. So in closing, from my side, I'd like to tell you two words. One is ask, and the other is no. So in sales, you always ask for the sale, and you always hear no, right? More than yes. So what does ask stand for? Ask stands for attitude, skills, knowledge, right? I had lots of attitude. I didn't have any skills. I didn't have any knowledge. But what made me succeed was my attitude. So attitude is something which is innate. You can learn stuff, you can, get more skills, you upgrade your skills, but attitude is something that comes from within. And so that's extremely important. So attitude, skills, knowledge. Without attitude, skills, and knowledge is zero. We all know that, right? Yeah. And the other one is no. When I look at the word no, if you use it as an empowering word, it's telling people, no, I will not go beyond this point. No, you cannot push me beyond this point, right? So that's in our personal relationships. When we're in a business and somebody says no to your proposal, somebody says no to an idea, somebody says no to your investment, just think in your mind, N, new, O, opportunity. So, and if you look at it from that point of view, the negative becomes a positive, and you say, okay, thank you very much. You're off my list. I go find somebody else. So NO, new opportunity. And Janitri is a new opportunity. So go ahead.
Absolutely. What a wonderful thing to say, Sandy. NO means new opportunity, and ASK means attitude, skill, and knowledge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very well.
That's
Very
one
well.
tip that's going to stay with me forever, I think. Thank you so much. And Vasudha, I think my co-host wants to say a few words. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to add on here that, I'm the education vertical head for Janitri. And at Janitri, we are actually looking after the education and taking care of because as we talk about financial independence, literacy, I think the basic literacy first is important for women. So we at Janitri are working for that too. As Rekha ji mentioned about women empowerment, Dr. Shakti mentioned about the health. So this is the third major part which we at Janitri are doing. So just wanted to say that. And I think the basic, most important thing which a woman, the greatest stability for a woman, I mean, for the country to be stable or something is the education of a woman. So we need to have more educated females and women to be empowered. That's what. Thank you so much. And it was lovely having you all with us. We all have learned a lot, I think, today from each other here. The Janitri team, the thanks from the bottom of our heart to the speakers and the presenters today.
Absolutely. Anja, thank you so much. Sandy, thank you. Rumi, thank you. Holly is here. Holly is, thank you so much. Vandana, Rekha ji, Vasudha, Dr. Shakti, Maggie, Sharon, Aruna, Dr. Aruna Dev, Ashmita, Nabami, Johanna, Nitsen, Amrita Basak, Sahar, Nitul Senapati. Everybody, thank you so much for being here and making this such a success. And it was wonderful listening to all of you.
Thank you to you, Mona.
Thank you so much.
From all
Thank
of
you,
us.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Mona,
Thank you.
Mona, actually, Holly is not there. So on behalf of her, I just wanted to make an announcement. I think one or two women or the 10% of women, if they work only, we cannot make any change. So we need to increase the percentage to 70 or 80%. So we are aggressively collaborating all the government agencies and public and private organizations. So I'd like to invite you all to join us at Janitri. And we can organize a lot of workshop and knowledge-driven activities so that we all can go together and we can build a very beautiful future for all of women. Thank you so much.
Sure.
We'll be
Sure,
sharing
we will.
the membership link here. and we'll communicate on your emails for further documentation and other possibilities.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Sure.
Romy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, allow me to just express my gratitude to Sandy for this 2 words, credo, she has given, ask and know, and these are very spiritual, in fact.
Yes, CE. And because of that, we have chosen her story so that we all can inspire and to be like her. Be the winner in the life, not the victim.
Namaste from India. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye. Keep smiling.
Bye.
And stay
Bye,
blessed.
everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.